Hey there, still need to have my belt. This is because of the surgery I had. So I had a big injury riding motorcycles. They removed my spleen, a couple of broken ribs. And today I wanted to show you something that one of my friends gave me. It's in Latvian, but I'll explain what it is in English. So it says, no matter how tough are the times, all of your problem solution is right here. And then you open it and it is a mirror, right? Let's try to get the camera. Oh, the camera. So the idea is the solution to all of your problems is you. And that's what I want to talk about. So hi, my name is Nick Janson. I have a company that helps small, medium businesses scale and grow with paid ads and marketing strategies and sales funnels and sales CRMs and stuff like that. So yeah, this is very powerful. This is actually a course I went through from a guy called, his name is Danny Lemberg. Sorry if I mispronounce the name. So he has a company called Life Power, and this was the course I went through. And basically what I want to share with you guys, a couple of lessons that might also be useful to you. So this is true for everything. If you're struggling to getting customers, struggling to get sales, the issue is you. And most likely it's because due of inactivity or due to not enough activities. And this I also have seen when my company was sometimes going down that month. The reality is just outputs and inputs. So what are the inputs I'm doing right now which are not enough, which are not producing the result? And that's so simple to ask, but it's actually very hard to do because it's like not so simple, right? You might be developing your product, you might be doing other stuff, but you still need to remember to generate the cash flow, to generate those customers. You need to be calling leads, reaching out to leads, booking them in on your calendar, doing the meetings, closing them, following up, reoffering. For us as well, we are a European company, and for us as well, 40 to 50% of customers that buy from us actually don't buy from the first time they get exposed from us. So they buy in the sense that they have been in our pipeline for more than 90 days. So we have half of them, a little bit less, a little bit more, sometimes it varies, are buying in the first 90 days. So they see an ad, sign up, in the first 90 days they buy. And then the other half, they're like from follow-ups, from emails, from messaging, and only then they buy. They didn't buy in the beginning, right? They didn't buy in the beginning. They bought after at least like again and again and again, and then they see like a case study after case study after case study after results. So that's one, right? Next thing I wanted to cover is personal life. Like what's going on in your personal life. So I also have struggles. So I have a small kid. We have a small girl. She's like 7 months, 7 months old or young. Amazing. I love it. But I also have some days where I like wake up 6-7 times in the night because we have some issues and I need to help my wife and I want to help my wife and it's still kind of, I go to sleep on the couch, can't sleep on the couch because it's too hot, and all of these problems, right? And all of these problems. But the idea is no matter how tough it gets, you just need to figure it out, and you will figure it out. And that's what at least a couple of my buddies who have a lot of kids, they tell me it's gonna be better with time. And some nights it's amazing, some nights it's hard. Remember that you are the answer to all of those things. And I would really suggest you, I have a good example that I want to share. So the kid cries, the small baby cries, and you might get frustrated. But I actually don't get frustrated. So my wife gets more easily frustrated, maybe because also she's like spending like 24/7 all the time with the kid. So it's a little bit different for me because I go to work and then I come home and then I spend some time with the kid. So it's a little bit different. But I always look when a kid's crying, or it's because it's annoying, right? It is. I'm not going to say it's not. But I just like look at, okay, the kid can't talk. They can't say what's up. So they're crying in a way that shows me that they need help. For the business, or if you have a company or a business or a team, it's the same way. Your business is the kid. And if the kid is crying, most likely there's some issues you need to address, focus on them and solve them, right? So your company needs to have its own wallet, and you need to have your own wallet, and you shouldn't mix them. You should think in terms of budgeting and thinking long term, and also understand that like you need to reinvest the money you make into the business, into yourself, because that's going to be easier for you to make more money. And just ask yourself, so I want to be making, let's say, 5,000 a month and saving maybe 1,000 a month, and in 1 year I have saved 12,000 euros, and after 5 years I have 60,000 euros, or I make 5,000, I don't save the 1,000, but I invest the 1,000 in myself. In the first 2 years, you make zero money because you invested all of those 24,000 in yourself. And then you have the skills to be making not just 5K, but let's say 20K. And from those 20K, you can save, let's say, 8. Let's say easier number. So 5, okay? You can save 5 because your lifestyle improved, you want to spend more money, it's fine, right? So you save 5. But for the next 3 years, 5 times 12 is 60, times 3 is 180. So you see the difference? So you got way more money because in the first years, you reinvested all of the money in education, in skills, in workshops, in projects, in seminars, in courses, in trainers, in mentorships, and everything like that. So that's also a thing I would highly suggest most of the people do, at least in their early stages. At least that worked for me. And there are some case studies for me as well when I interview people on my podcasts, and that they didn't do nothing like that, but the majority of people will not. It's not going to work for the majority of people, and they're outliers for everything, okay? So there's outliers for everything, right? Let's drink a little bit of coffee. Let's get back to it. So I hope you like my new setup. So it's like a new setup. It's still in work in progress, right? I still need to do some things. These are actually things that I give to my clients who come to my podcast. So this is a champagne. So they come to my podcast and I give them some champagne. So it's like nice gesture, nice gesture. And the last thing I wanted to cover in this video is you can look at things from your kind of perspective. Let me give you a great example. So let's say you want to be a millionaire. Let's say you want to grow a business, and you're struggling. You're not doing it yet. It's like not happening. I would recommend you to think in terms of there's no end to it. So think you're just gonna do that stuff until you die. That's it. So there's no pressure. So doesn't matter if you do it in 5 years. Doesn't matter if you do it in 10 years. Doesn't matter if you do it in 20 years. Even doesn't matter if you don't do it, because you just do it for the fun of it. You just do it because you like to do it. And of course, everybody wants to be rich and more money. Most of the people want, okay? Most of them. But just have this thinking that it doesn't matter. I'm like, there's no end thing. Just I want to optimize my work, so I do good work, so I like my work. Yeah, optimize the things you kind of need to like it, right? It's shitty if you like don't like what you're doing. And of course, I also have some tasks which I maybe don't like so much, but I still do them, right? But and whenever there's a struggle or a problem, just think, yeah, it's gonna come and go, like ebbs and flows. And also how you look at it. So you could look at it as a situation, like this month we're gonna like struggle to maybe pay salaries or pay yourself because you had a bad month in sales, in marketing. And then just like, be like, but I'm still gonna be able to eat. So I'm not gonna starve. I still have a roof over my head. So everything's gonna be actually fine. So it's just a small bump in the road, which does happen because any business has the environmental factor, every business has the competition factor, every business has the human factor, everything. Like I had a guest recently, she has a business that makes 1.5 million profit per year of just 5 people. She runs a store called Andele Mandele, so you can Google it. And she said the moon impacts what's happening in the world or in people's minds. So if there's a full moon 2-3 days before that, everybody's going crazy. So everybody's going to be like mad, most likely. Some issue is going to happen. And she has seen that in her career that always repeats with these like moon cycles. So that's even a different perspective, like a completely different perspective, right? So just wanted to let you know on that as well. So I hope you like this video. So it's a little bit short one, just sharing the things I wanted to share with you. So remember, the solution to all of your problems is right here, and it is you. That is the solution. Cool. So stay sharp and I see you in the next video.